The Siege of Novaterra. Admiral Sarah Chen stood at the observation deck of Novaterra's Central Command, her weathered face illuminated by the ethereal glow of the planet's 3 moons. 20 years of military service hadn't prepared her for this moment. The Krell warships emerged from quantum space like dark leviathans, their biomechanical hulls absorbing light rather than reflecting it. "Status report," she commanded, her voice steady despite the growing knot in her stomach. 87 Krell warships detected. Admiral. Lieutenant Marcus Rodriguez responded, his hands dancing across the holographic interface. "Their energy signatures are unlike anything we've ever seen. They're not even trying to mask their approach." Novaterra represented humanity's crowning achievement, their first self-sufficient colony beyond the solar system. Its sprawling cities housed 5 million souls, protected by what they had believed to be the most advanced defensive systems in known space. Now, those defenses seemed painfully inadequate. "Alert status Alpha 1. Chen ordered. Begin civilian evacuation procedures to the underground shelters, and get me a direct line to Earth Command." The command center erupted into controlled chaos as officers relayed orders and emergency protocols activated throughout the colony. Above them, the Krell ships moved into attack formation with an almost artistic precision. "Admiral," Rodriguez called out, his voice cracking slightly. "We're receiving a transmission from the lead vessel." The main display flickered to life, revealing a sight that made Chen's blood run cold. The Krell Supreme Commander appeared almost crystalline, its translucent body housing visible organs that pulsed with bioluminescent energy. When it spoke, its words were translated by an AI interpreter. "People of Novaterra." The creature's melodious voice filled the command center. "Your species' rapid technological advancement has been deemed a threat to galactic stability. Submit to immediate occupation and technological regression, or face extinction. You have 1 planetary rotation to decide." Chen's response was immediate. "All defense platforms, initiate Protocol Aegis. Launch our entire fighter complement. And someone get me Earth Command." The first shots fired weren't energy beams or projectiles. They were information. Krell cyber attacks slammed against Novaterra's quantum firewalls like digital tsunamis. The colony's AI defense systems fought back, their quantum processors running at maximum capacity. "Multiple breaches detected in the outer defense grid," Rodriguez reported. They're not just hacking our systems, they're evolving their attacks in real time." Chen watched as the first wave of Krell fighters descended toward the colony. Their ships moved with impossible grace, as if they were living extensions of their pilots. Novaterra's defensive batteries opened fire, filling the sky with plasma bolts and railgun projectiles. "Ma'am, quantum communication link with Earth established," Communications Officer Zhang announced. "But there's heavy interference." The grainy hologram of Fleet Admiral Patel appeared, his image distorted by Krell jamming attempts. "Admiral Chen, status report." "Sir, we're under attack by previously unknown Krell forces. Their technology, it's beyond anything we've encountered. Request immediate reinforcement." Patel's expression remained neutral, but Chen caught the slight tightening around his eyes. "Hold position, Admiral. Implementation of Protocol Omega is authorized." Chen's eyes widened. Protocol Omega was theoretical, a last-resort weapon system she'd been briefed on, but never thought would be needed. "Sir, you can't be serious. The testing phase isn't even." "The testing phase ended the moment the Krell arrived." Patel cut her off. "Your orders are to protect that colony at all costs for the next 48 hours. Whatever it takes, whatever the losses, that colony must survive. Is that understood?" "Yes, sir," Chen responded, her mind racing with the implications. "What exactly is coming?" Patel's hologram smiled grimly. "The future, Admiral. Earth Actual. Out." As the transmission ended, the first Krell weaponry struck Novaterra's shields. The impact made the entire command center shudder, and warning klaxons blared throughout the complex. Shield capacity at 82% and dropping. Rodriguez reported. Their weapons, they're not just breaking through the shields, they're adapting to them. Chen watched as more Krell ships emerged from quantum space, their numbers growing by the minute. Whatever protocol Omega was, she hoped it would be worth the cost of holding this position. She opened a channel to all colonial forces. This is Admiral Chen to all defense forces. Earth Command has promised reinforcement in 48 hours. Until then, we hold. Every minute we delay them is another minute our civilians have to reach safety. Show these aliens what humanity is made of. Chen out. As she watched her forces engage the vastly superior Krell fleet, Chen couldn't help but wonder what kind of weapon could possibly turn this battle around. Whatever it was, it would have to be beyond revolutionary. It would have to be impossible. Hidden strength. Deep beneath the Himalayan mountains, in a facility whose existence was known to fewer than 50 people on Earth, Dr. Elena Santos watched as her life's work finally reached completion. The massive quantum core pulsed with an otherworldly blue light, its crystalline structure defying conventional physics. Final diagnostic cycle complete, her AI assistant Araya announced. Quantum resonance patterns are stable at 99.97% efficiency. The facility, codenamed Prometheus Base, housed humanity's greatest secret, a revolutionary propulsion system that didn't just bend space-time, it rewrote its fundamental laws. For 15 years, they had worked in absolute secrecy, knowing they were in a race against time. Dr. Santos, General Marcus Wong's voice cut through her thoughts. He strode into the control room, his usually stoic expression marked by urgency. Novaterra is under attack. The Krell arrived sooner than our intelligence suggested. Elena's hands tightened on the control panel. How bad? Bad enough that Admiral Patel has authorized Protocol Omega. Wong's words hung heavy in the air. Is it ready? Elena turned to the massive viewing window, watching as engineers made final adjustments to the quantum core. We've only run simulations, the real-world applications. We're out of time, Wong interrupted. Novaterra has less than 40 hours before their defenses fail completely. 5 million lives hang in the balance. Elena pulled up the latest test results on her holographic display. The quantum core's capabilities were revolutionary. It could theoretically allow ships to traverse vast distances instantly by manipulating the fabric of reality itself. But the risks. The fleet isn't ready, she protested. We haven't even installed the cores in all the ships yet. How many are combat ready? Elena checked the status reports. 7 ships out of the planned 20. But General, the neural interface systems haven't been properly calibrated. The pilots will have to learn on the fly, Wong finished. Begin immediate installation of the quantum cores into the completed vessels. I want them ready for deployment in 12 hours. In the massive underground hangar adjacent to the quantum lab, 7 warships sat in cradles of advanced carbon composite. Unlike traditional space vessels, these ships were built around their quantum cores, their very structure designed to channel and amplify the reality-bending energies they would harness. Commander Diana Martinez, leader of the experimental fighter wing dubbed Phoenix Squadron, watched as technicians swarmed over her ship. They're really going to let us fly these things? She asked, approaching Elena and Wong. Not just fly them, Elena replied, pulling up technical specifications on a nearby display. These ships will require a direct neural interface. Your minds will be linked to the quantum cores themselves. In theory, the ships will respond to your thoughts faster than any mechanical control system. And in practice? Diana asked, raising an eyebrow. In practice, we're about to find out, Wong answered. Your squadron has 12 hours to master technology that we thought would take months to properly implement. The fate of Novaterra depends on it. As if to emphasize the urgency, a priority message flashed across all screens. Novaterra's outer defense grid had fallen. The Krell were beginning their ground assault. Elena led Diana and her pilots to the neural calibration chamber. The quantum cores don't just bend space, she explained as technicians began attaching neural interfaces to the pilots. They respond to consciousness itself. Your thoughts, your intentions, will shape the very fabric of reality around your ships. That's impossible, one of the pilots, Lieutenant James Chen, protested. That's exactly the point. Elena smiled grimly. The Krell's technology is sophisticated, but it follows understood principles. What we've created here breaks those principles entirely. They won't be ready for it because it shouldn't be possible. The next 12 hours were a blur of activity. Pilots trained in virtual simulations while their ships were fitted with the revolutionary quantum cores. Engineers worked triple shifts, pushing themselves to the brink of exhaustion. Every minute counted. Finally, as the deadline approached, Elena stood in the control room watching as the 7 ships powered up for the first time. The quantum cores pulsed in perfect synchronization, their energy readings exceeding even her most optimistic predictions. Neural interfaces online, Araya reported. Quantum field harmonics stable. Reality distortion matrices charging. General Wong opened a secure channel to all ships. Phoenix Squadron, you carry with you humanity's greatest technological achievement and our last hope for saving Nova Terra. The Krell believe they have us outmatched. It's time to show them how wrong they are. The massive hangar doors began to open, revealing the night sky above. Diana's voice came through clear and confident. Phoenix Squadron, prepare for launch. Let's go make history. As the ships rose into the air, their quantum cores glowing with impossible energy, Elena whispered a quiet prayer. They had created something that violated the very laws of physics. Now they just had to hope it would be enough to save humanity's future among the stars. The fleet awakens. Commander Diana Martinez felt her consciousness expand as the neural interface connected her directly to her ship's quantum core. The sensation was unlike anything she'd experienced in the simulations. It was as if her mind had become vast, infinite, touching the very fabric of space-time itself. Phoenix Squadron, commence final systems check, she ordered, her thoughts translating instantly into ship-wide commands. Around her, 6 other vessels hung in the night sky, their crystalline quantum cores pulsing with otherworldly energy. Phoenix 2, ready, Lieutenant Chen reported, his voice steady despite the strange new sensations they were all experiencing. One by one, the other pilots confirmed their status. From Prometheus Base's control center, Dr. Elena Santos monitored the quantum field readings with growing excitement. The neural interfaces are holding stable, she reported to General Wong. Field coherence at 99.9%. They're ready. Wong nodded grimly and opened a channel to the squadron. Remember your training. The quantum cores will respond to your intentions, but you must remain focused. One stray thought at these energy levels could have catastrophic consequences. Diana closed her eyes, feeling the ship's systems as extensions of her own body. The quantum core thrummed with potential, waiting to be unleashed. Phoenix Squadron, prepare for quantum jump on my mark. Traditional FTL travel would have taken months to reach Nova Terra, but these ships didn't rely on conventional physics. Through their neural interfaces, the pilots would literally imagine their destination, and the quantum cores would reshape reality to make it happen. Quantum field generators at maximum power, Elena's voice came through the comm. Reality distortion matrices aligned. You have a go for jump sequence. Diana took a deep breath, focusing her thoughts on Nova Terra's coordinates. The quantum core responded instantly, its energy surging through the ship's crystalline lattice. Around her, space itself began to ripple like water. This is it, she broadcast to her squadron. Remember your training. Focus on the target coordinates. Don't let your thoughts wander. Jump in 3, 2, 1. Execute. Reality shattered. There was no other way to describe it. The very fabric of space-time cracked like glass. Fragments of what was and what could be swirling around the ships in a kaleidoscope of possibility. Through her neural interface, Diana could feel the quantum core channeling these impossible energies, using them to forge a path through dimensions that shouldn't exist. Stay focused. she commanded, sensing the mounting pressure on her pilots' minds. The simulations didn't prepare us for this, but we can handle it. Think about Nova Terra. Think about those 5 million people counting on us. Through the quantum maelstrom, Lieutenant Chen's voice crackled. Commander, I'm getting strange readings. It's like we're everywhere at once. That's normal, Elena's distant voice responded. The quantum cores are processing infinite possibilities to find the optimal path. Just maintain your focus on the destination. The journey that should have taken months passed in minutes, yet those minutes stretched like eternities as the pilots grappled with perceptions their human minds were never meant to process. They saw glimpses of other realities, potential futures and pasts bleeding together in the quantum wake of their passage. Suddenly, Diana's sensors exploded with activity. Multiple contacts, she shouted. We're about to emerge directly in the middle of the Krell fleet. Impossible. Elena's voice cut through the chaos. The calculations should have brought you out at a safe distance. But Diana's mind, expanded by the neural interface, understood what had happened. No, this is perfect, she replied, a fierce grin spreading across her face. The quantum cores didn't make a mistake. They gave us exactly what we needed, the element of surprise. Space reasserted itself with a thunderous crack of displaced energy. Phoenix Squadron emerged from their quantum jump directly among the Krell armada besieging Nova Terra. The alien ships, caught completely off guard, had no time to react. Through the neural interface, Diana could sense the Krell's confusion. Their sensors couldn't process what they were seeing. Ships appearing from nowhere, wielding energies that defied their understanding of physics. Phoenix Squadron, combat formation, Diana ordered, her thoughts already reaching out to her ship's weapon systems. Show these aliens what humanity's been working on. The quantum cores pulsed with renewed energy as the 7 ships moved in perfect synchronization. They had trained for this, prepared for this moment in countless simulations. But now, with their minds linked directly to reality-bending technology, they were about to rewrite the rules of space combat. On Nova Terra's surface, Admiral Chen stared in disbelief at her tactical displays. 7 unknown ships had just appeared in the heart of the Krell fleet, their energy signatures unlike anything she'd ever seen. A message flashed across her screen. Protocol Omega activated. Stand by for fireworks. The battle for Nova Terra was about to enter its final phase, and the Krell were about to learn that humanity's greatest strength wasn't their technology. It was their ability to imagine the impossible and make it real. Turning point. The Krell fleet's organized attack pattern dissolved into chaos as Phoenix Squadron struck. Commander Diana Martinez watched through both her ship's sensors and the expanded awareness provided by the neural interface as the alien vessels scrambled to respond to their impossible arrival. Phoenix 3 and 4, take the port flank, she ordered, her thoughts translating instantly into tactical commands. 5 and 6, starboard. 2 and 7, cover the center. Let's show them what these quantum cores can really do. The first Krell ship to react fired a barrage of plasma torpedoes at Diana's vessel. In conventional space combat, evasion would have been impossible at this range. But these weren't conventional ships. Diana's thoughts merged with the quantum core, and reality rippled around her ship. The plasma torpedoes passed through the space where she had been, and where she technically still was, just in a slightly different phase of reality. The Krell weapons continued on their path, striking one of their own vessels instead. Holy shit, Lieutenant Chen's voice crackled through the comm. Commander, are you seeing what these ships can do? The quantum cores aren't just bending space, they're letting us exist in multiple states simultaneously. Focus on the mission, Diana reminded them, even as she marveled at the capabilities of their new technology. Remember your training. Let the neural interface guide your instincts. From the surface of Nova Terra, Admiral Chen watched in amazement as 7 human ships wreaked havoc among the Krell fleet. Her tactical displays could barely track their movements. The vessels seemed to flicker in and out of existence, appearing in multiple places at once, defying every known law of physics. What am I watching? she whispered. "The future," came Dr. Elena Santos's voice through a secure channel. "Those ships are equipped with quantum cores that can locally rewrite the laws of physics. The neural interfaces allow the pilots to manipulate reality itself. The Krell's technology is advanced, but it still operates within the bounds of conventional physics. We've stepped beyond those bounds entirely." As if to demonstrate this point, Phoenix Squadron executed a maneuver that should have been impossible. All 7 ships briefly occupied the same space at the same time, their quantum fields harmonizing to create a cascade of reality distortions that ripped through the heart of the Krell fleet. The alien vessel's biomechanical hulls, designed to adapt to any conventional weapon, had no defense against weapons that violated causality itself. Where Phoenix Squadron struck, ships didn't just explode. They ceased to exist in their current state, their matter scattered across multiple quantum possibilities. The Krell Supreme Commander's voice boomed across all frequencies, its melodious tones now tinged with something that sounded very much like fear. "What is this technology? This defies all known physics." "That's the point," Diana responded, her ship phase shifting through another barrage of Krell weapons. "Humanity's greatest strength isn't our technology. It's our ability to imagine beyond what's possible and make it real." Through her neural interface, Diana could sense the quantum core's vast potential. Each thought, each intention, rippled through reality like stones thrown into a pond. The Krell's rigid, hierarchical way of thinking was their weakness. They couldn't adapt to something that fundamentally changed the rules of engagement. "Phoenix Squadron, prepare for synchronized quantum burst," she ordered, her mind already calculating the precise reality distortions needed. "Let's end this." All 7 ships moved in perfect formation, their quantum cores pulsing in harmony. The neural interfaces allowed the pilots to coordinate at the speed of thought, their combined consciousness directing the reality-warping energies with surgical precision. The space around the Krell flagship rippled like heat waves over desert sand. Reality itself seemed to fold and unfold, creating patterns that hurt the eyes to look at. The massive alien vessel found itself existing in 7 different quantum states simultaneously, none of them conducive to its continued operation. "Your choice, Supreme Commander," Diana broadcast. "Withdraw your forces, or we'll show you just how many more laws of physics we can break." The response came swiftly. Across the battlefield, Krell ships began engaging their own FTL drives, retreating from the incomprehensible threat they faced. Their perfectly organized invasion had been shattered by 7 ships wielding technology that shouldn't exist. On Nova Terra's surface, cheers erupted in the command center as they watched the Krell fleet retreat. Admiral Chen opened a channel to the mysterious ships that had saved them. "This is Admiral Chen to unknown vessels. I don't know who you are or what I just witnessed, but you have the thanks of every soul on Nova Terra." Diana smiled as she responded. "Phoenix Squadron to Nova Terra Command. We're just the beginning, Admiral. Humanity's step into a bigger universe starts today." As the last Krell ships disappeared into FTL, Diana looked at the quantum readings from her ship's core. The technology they wielded now would change everything, not just warfare, but humanity's entire understanding of reality itself. The Krell had sought to contain humanity's advancement, but in doing so, they had pushed humans to break through limitations they never knew they had. The battle was over, but the revolution in human technology and consciousness was just beginning. A new dawn. 1 month after the Battle of Nova Terra, the Grand Chamber of the Galactic Council hummed with tension. Representatives from 100 spacefaring civilizations watched as humanity made its first official appearance before the assembly. Dr. Elena Santos stood beside Admiral Chen and Commander Diana Martinez, facing the gathered aliens with quiet confidence. The Krell Supreme Commander's crystalline form shimmered with barely contained agitation as it addressed the Council. "The humans have developed technology that violates the fundamental laws of physics. Their quantum manipulation abilities pose an existential threat to the established order of the galaxy." Elena stepped forward, her voice calm but firm. "What the Krell call a threat, we call progress. Yes, our quantum technology breaks conventional physical laws because we dared to imagine beyond them. That's humanity's greatest strength. We don't accept limitations, we challenge them. The council chamber erupted in murmurs as holographic displays showed footage from the battle. 7 ships appearing from nowhere, existing in multiple states simultaneously, rewriting reality itself. The implications were staggering. The quantum cores, Elena continued, represent more than just a military advantage. They're a gateway to understanding reality itself in ways we never imagined possible. Already, we're developing peaceful applications that could revolutionize everything from space travel to energy production. Diana stepped forward, still wearing her neural interface band. As someone who has merged consciousness with the quantum core, I can tell you that this technology doesn't just change what we can do, it changes who we are. It expands our understanding of what's possible. The Council's chief arbiter, a being of pure energy contained within an ornic mechanical shell, spoke. The development of such technology violates multiple treaties governing technological advancement in controlled space. Treaties we never signed. Admiral Chen countered. Treaties that exist to maintain the status quo rather than encourage progress. Humanity rejects any system that attempts to artificially limit scientific advancement. From her position in the chamber, Elena could see the mix of fear and fascination on the faces of the alien representatives. The Krell's attempt to contain humanity had backfired spectacularly. Instead of suppressing human advancement, they had catalyzed it. A holographic display activated in the center of the chamber, showing the quantum core's energy signature. "We're not here to ask permission," Elena stated clearly. "We're here to extend an invitation. Humanity is willing to share this technology with civilizations that prove themselves ready for it." The chamber exploded into chaos. The mere suggestion of sharing such revolutionary technology threatened to upend millennia of carefully maintained galactic power structures. The Krell Supreme Commander's crystalline form flickered with alarm. "You would destabilize the entire galaxy," it proclaimed. "We would advance it," Diana corrected. "The neural interfaces we developed prove that consciousness itself can influence reality. Imagine what we could achieve if we combined the unique perspectives and abilities of multiple species." Admiral Chen activated another hologram, this one showing the plans for a new type of station. "We're establishing a quantum research institute on Novaterra. Any civilization willing to approach this technology with an open mind and peaceful intentions is welcome to send their scientists to collaborate with ours." The chief arbiter's energy form pulsed thoughtfully. "And if the Council refuses to sanction this?" Elena smiled. "With respect, that's no longer your decision to make. The quantum cores don't just break the laws of physics, they prove that those laws were never as rigid as we thought. The galaxy is about to change, with or without the Council's approval." As if to emphasize her point, Phoenix Squadron performed a synchronized quantum jump directly above the Council chamber. 7 ships briefly existing in all possible states before resolving into perfect formation. The display of control and precision silenced all opposition. In the weeks that followed, humanity's position in the galaxy underwent a dramatic shift. The Krell Empire, once seen as an unstoppable force, found itself dealing with humanity as equals. More progressive civilizations began sending representatives to Novaterra, eager to participate in the quantum technology revolution. Back on Earth, Dr. Santos stood in the expanded Prometheus base, watching as new quantum cores took shape. Commander Martinez's Phoenix Squadron had grown to 20 ships, their pilots pushing the boundaries of what was possible with each training session. "Did you ever imagine it would turn out like this?" Diana asked, joining Elena at the observation window. "Not exactly," Elena admitted. "When we started this project, we were just trying to find a new way to travel through space. Instead, we found a way to reimagine reality itself. Below them, the next generation of quantum cores pulsed with possibility. In orbital shipyards, new vessels were being constructed around the revolutionary technology. But more importantly, in laboratories and research centers across Earth and Nova Terra, scientists were developing peaceful applications that would transform society itself. The Krell thought they could contain us, Admiral Chen remarked, entering the room. Instead, they forced us to evolve beyond their comprehension. Through the quantum neural interface she still wore, Diana could sense the vast potential that lay ahead. "We're not just changing the rules of space travel or warfare," she said softly. "We're changing what it means to be human, to be conscious, to exist." As the three women watched the quantum cores pulse below, each lost in their own thoughts, they knew they were witnessing the dawn of a new era. Humanity had taken its first steps into a larger universe, not just as participants, but as pioneers who would help shape the very nature of reality itself. The battle for Nova Terra had ended, but humanity's greatest adventure was just beginning.